Messages don't come much blunter than a squashed hourglass inside a circle. Time is running out for our planet and everything on it, hence the creation of Extinction Rebellion, a protest group set up last October to tackle climate change that has stepped up its actions in a big way this week, closing major landmarks in cities around the world. In just a handful of months, the distinctive logo has become a shorthand for civil disobedience with a heart. Supporters of XR, as the group is known, believe taking direct action is the only cause for hope in a world where carbon emissions are soaring faster than scientists initially feared. The rebellion is aimed to prevent the extinction of humans, as well as plants, insects and animals. Unpopular in the pursuit of a vital goal, are Extinction Rebellion the new suffragettes? A BBC podcast asked last week. Claire Farrell, one of the group's co-founders, agrees there are similarities, if only because she thinks XR is prepared to make itself unpopular in the pursuit of a vital goal. Other role models include Mahatma Gandhi and Martin Luther King. Like their suffragette forebears, XR's supporters are more than prepared to be arrested for their cause. In London alone, more than 300 protesters were arrested this week. The thinking goes that without the drama of road closures and public sit-ins, governments will continue to move too slowly to stem the tide of destruction that has seen global temperatures soar year after year. Police arrest a climate change activist during a protest by the Extinction Rebellion group, Tolga Akman/AFP/Getty Images, who are XR? Founded by British activists after 94 academics wrote to a newspaper last autumn calling for action, XR has three goals: get governments to declare a climate emergency, reduce net greenhouse gas emissions to zero by 2025, and make the government create citizens' assemblies to set climate priorities, bypassing the short-termism of parliamentary democracy. In fewer than 6 months, XR, which was conceived as a self-organizing, non-hierarchical movement, has become a viral success, spawning around 150 offshoots around Britain. Countless protests have closed roads, a funeral march across London's Waterloo Bridge has been copied in tens of other cities, and naked protesters even interrupted a debate in the House of Commons. The cause is attracting support from all quarters. Teachers, grandparents, school kids, mothers, former city workers, and even the prominent UN environment lawyer, Farhana Yameen, who helped negotiate the Paris Climate Agreement, are among those joining protests that began on 15 April in 80 cities across 33 countries from Edinburgh to The Hague. Children and grandparents taking to the streets. Elsie, a 13-year-old from South London, is a typically impassioned XR supporter. She was part of the crowd blockading London's Waterloo Bridge on Wednesday afternoon, along with her grandma, a first-time protester. Carbon emissions are our doing, says Elsie, a conscientious protector sash pinned across her black dungarees. We need to try and undo the harm that we have done. We need to stand up and say, stop global warming. Despite the arrests, Elsie says she was impressed by the peaceful atmosphere. It almost didn't feel like a protest, it felt so tranquil. There were people sitting reading, people sleeping. Only cyclists and pedestrians could go across but no cars. The air felt so much clearer. The activist's apocalyptic message. David Barrows, an IT worker by day and musician by night, is among those who have thrown their support behind XR. He played with Spanner Big Band in Parliament Square on Monday night and has pledged to donate a portion of the proceeds from his new album to XR because his music shares the activist's apocalyptic message. He says that holding mass protests was the only way to grab attention. Environmental campaigners stand on top of a DLR train at Canary Wharf Underground Station during the third day of a coordinated protest by Extinction Rebellion. Leon Neal/Getty Images. We're facing such a grave threat and the government is doing so little that it is essential to disrupt the economy to wake up politicians. Only the government has the power to enact policies that can reduce net greenhouse gas emissions to zero by 2025. Individual changes cannot do the job in a fossil fuel economy. We need systemic change and a World War II-style mobilization. A climate emergency. One of XR's aims is to encourage local councils to declare a climate emergency, further helping to focus attention and funds to find solutions. In the meantime, XR's website is as blunt as the group's logo. This is an emergency, it states, urging people, anyone and everyone, to get involved. Rebels are organized.